Let me show you how you can use OpenAI LLM models for your AI agents in N8N. After adding AI agent node, simply search for OpenAI chat model, where we need to connect our OpenAI account inside N8N by adding this API key. Where you can find this API key, just head over to platform.openai.com, simply log in or sign up with your account. Then click on this setting button and simply head over to API keys. Then let's create our new key. Let's name this as demo. Then select your project and create secret key. Let's copy this and paste it here. Click on save. And we have connected our account successfully. That's how you can use OpenAI LLM models that will act as a brain for your AI agent, and you can select any model that you like. For example, GPT 3.5 Turbo, O3, 4.5, whatever you like for your use case. You can do the same for Anthropic Claude, Google Gemini, Mistral, etc. etc. That's all from my side, and I will see you in the next one. Hi everybody, it's Manthan here, and in this quick lecture, I'm going to show you how you can connect your Google Sheet account inside your N8N account. So there will be two ways, if you are using N8N Cloud or if you are using self-hosted account. So in N8N Cloud, it is very easy to connect with your Google Sheet account, but in self-hosted version, it's kind of tricky. So I'm going to show you both ways. First will be if you're using N8N Cloud, it is very easy to configure your Google Sheet account credentials. So just open Google Sheet and then let us connect our Google Sheet account. Create new credentials, and then you can simply just sign in with your Google account. Choose whatever Google account that you are using. Allow all the permission and click on continue. Congratulations, account connected. But in self-hosted version, it's kind of tricky. So let's go to self-hosted account. And if you open add new credentials, so first of all, let us rename to Google Sheet credentials. Now what we need to do here is we need to make sure that our URL that we are using for self-hosted account has the authorization or has the access to our Google Sheet account. That's why we have to use Google Cloud in order to access the permission. So simply go to Google and search for Google Cloud. Open the first link, sign in or log in with your Google account, and then click on console. Again, just simply follow what I am doing in this lecture and you will be good to go. So first of all, we need to create a new project. So let us create new project. Let us name this as N8N test demo. Awesome. So we are working inside N8N test demo, the account that we just created. Now here we need to give our N8N self-hosted URL access to our Google Sheet account. So click on these three dots and then go inside credentials under APIs and services. Now we need to create new credential for OAuth client. So if we come back to our N8N account, here you can see it's an OAuth request. So what we are doing is we want to make sure that this OO redirect URL has the access to our Google Sheet account. So let us create OAuth client ID. Click on configure consent screen. Let's use N8N. Select external, click on next. Let us add our contact information and click on I agree. OAuth configure created. Now let's go to clients and create a new client. And what we are doing is it's an web application, right? So leave the name as it is, but we need to authorize these redirected URLs. So if we go here, you can see we need to simply copy this, go back and paste it here. Then click on create, but note that it might take 5 minutes to few hours to take effects. Awesome. So here we have our client ID and our client secret key. So just copy the client ID. Let us go back to N8N and paste client ID inside here. Same goes for the client secret ID. Copy this and paste it here. Then let us go back to Google Cloud and click on OK. Now we have done with our web application and we have added the client ID and the client secret key. So you will be able to see this pop-up of sign in with Google. Don't click right now. First of all, we need to give access or we need to enable API of Google Sheet inside Google Cloud. So click on these three dots. go under APIs and services and click on library. And then search for Sheets, Google Sheets API. And let's enable it. Awesome, as you can see the status here is enabled. Once our client is created, click on this settings and then click on audience. We need to publish this app so that Google can connect with any domain that we like. Now let us sign in with our Google account. Make sure that you are using the same Google account that you have used in order to create your Google Cloud account. I am using this one. Click on Advanced, go to railway.app, select all and click on Continue. And boom, connection successful. Awesome, again we have this green check mark, account connected. And now let us open our Company Insider Google Sheet. So as you can see, I am using the same Google account for my Google Sheet inside N8N by using self-hosted N8N account. That's all from my side. If you have any question, do let me know. My DMs are always open. Bye bye, take care, and I will see you in the next one. Hey guys, I'm just showing you how you can connect your Gmail account as well as your Google Drive account inside N8N. So as you can see, we have to add our client ID and our client secret key. So go to Google Cloud, click on console and log in or sign up with your account. So we are inside our N8N test demo. Yeah, we want to be inside that. Now go to API and services. Click on these three dots. Click on library. And then search for Google Drive. So we have to enable this. Alright, so it is already enabled. So all we need to do is connect our client ID and client secret key. So go to credentials. This will be our client ID. And our client secret key. So let's copy this, paste it here. Same goes for the client secret. And don't get any funny idea, don't use my client ID or client secret key. You need to sign in with your Google account. Click on Advanced and go to Railway because we have deployed our N8N server inside railway.com. Awesome, connection successful. Now we will do the same for our Google Gmail account. Sorry, so this was for Gmail account. We will do the same for Google Drive account. Select all, click on continue. Awesome, connection successful. So that's how you connect your Google Sheet account and Google Gmail account inside N8N. That's all from my side. If you have any question regarding this connection or authentication, my DMs are always open. You can ask me any question anytime. Bye bye, take care, and I will see you in the next one. I'm going to show you how you can connect your Google Docs account into your N8N workflow. So let's select our credentials. What we need is our client ID and client secret key. So let's go to Google Console. Inside our application, click on APIs and Services. Click on Libraries. Search for Google Doc. Make sure it is enabled as well as you can enable all the related products like Gmail, Google Drive, Google Calendar, etc. etc. So what we need is client ID and client secret key, right? So go back and select credentials. This is your client ID and client secret key. So let's copy this, paste it here. Same goes for the secret key. Let's sign in with our Google account. You might have seen me a lot of times I'm using Telegram instead of WhatsApp because it is best and it is so easier to connect inside N8N than WhatsApp. And in this lecture, I'm going to show you how you can connect your Telegram bot to your AI agents or your N8N workflows very easily. So what you need to do is just go to this site, which is an official site to create bots in Telegram, which is telegram.me/botfather. So open your Telegram application, and once you are in Botfather, click on Start. And it will give you a list of options to help you out. So what we need to do is we need to create a new bot so that we can get that credential inside our N8N. So click on create new bot. So first of all, we have to name our bot. Let's name this as Manthan bot. And we have to define the username, but it must end with a bot at the end. So we can say Manthan bot. Okay, so this username is already taken. So we can say something like Manthan Patel bot. Alright, so we have created our new bot, and this is the API key. Make sure you don't reveal your API key to anyone. For security reasons, I'm going to delete this bot right after this lecture. So copy this API key. Let's head over to our Telegram. I'm using a new Telegram account and paste the API key right over here. Then click on save. Awesome, connection successful. So now let's go inside our Telegram chatbot. Click on start. And yeah, hello, how can I assist you? Since it triggered our Jarvis AI agent. So let's talk with our Jarvis AI agent with the new bot that we just created. So make sure it is listening to the new event. And we can say research about Manthan Patel or lead gen man. Awesome. So it is executing and it will use serve API since we want to perform a web search. So he talks about AI and lead generation, etc. etc. If you are seeing this attribution of N8N, you can easily remove it. For example, this message was sent automatically with N8N. We obviously want to remove this. So what you need to do is just open your Telegram and then remove this attribution. Go to append N8N attribution and just disable this. And now let's test it again. And the N8N attribution has gone. So that's how you can connect your N8N workflows with your Telegram bot by using this link of Botfather. That's all from my side, and I will see you in the next one. Hi everyone, today we are going to talk about retail AI and what is so special about it. I will keep it light on the technical stuff, but give you enough so that you understand how it all works. Think of it as your AI phone assistant that can hold all the real conversation and handle objection at the same time. But here's what's special about it. You can either bring your own LLM or use the popular one, which are GPT-4 or Claude. The system on top of which retail AI is built is very smart. When someone calls, it understands and analyzes the conversation in real time, come up with a response by using your LLM or either using GPT or Claude, and uses AI voices that sound human-like, all within just blink of a second. You might be thinking like all of this process take too much time to process. You are wrong. It does all of this just under half a second or 0.5 second. Crazy, right? AI is literally changing the business world. And let me show you why businesses love retail AI. First of all, it is very easy to use. You don't need to be a tech savvy or AI wizard. Just log in into the dashboard and you can choose your AI voice, set up your call script, and connect with your third-party tools like your CRM, Make.com Go High Level, even your calendar very easily, and then start making calls right away. Whether you need to make one call or 20 calls, Retail AI handles it smoothly. One really neat feature about Retail AI is it is so easy to connect with your other business tool. For example, got a calendar system? You can use cal.com to book appointment while you sleep for real. Using a CRM, it will update your customer record automatically after each call. And don't worry about language barrier. This thing speaks around like 18 different languages. So if you're doing business internationally, Retail AI has got your back. Now let me show you what type of voice agent we are going to build in this course by using Retail AI. First of all, answering incoming calls, basically inbound, and handling basic questions and concerns. Then we are going to launch our outbound campaigns and we are going to make outbound sales call. We can also use for scheduling or booking appointments. We can use to follow up with our leads, and we can easily replace our receptionist or our entire call center. Yes, so in the next lecture, I'm going to show you how you can build your first AI voice agent by using Retail AI. Nothing crazy, nothing too complicated, just baby step or single step at a time. Alright, I'm really excited and I will see you in the next lecture. Bye bye, take care. Here comes the balloon. Yeah, I will see you in the next one. The plus point of using N8N with Retail AI Voice Agent is we can bring out all the nodes, all the API reference and documentation inside N8 and our workflows without we going to have anywhere. So I will show you. So this is like in make.com, if we are making outbound calls, right? We have to go to this API documentation, write our entire call code. We have to use the metadata as well as the Retail AI dynamic variable. But with N8N, we have to provide phone numbers, agent IDs, dynamic variables, copy the code from here, but by using N8N, we can do all this inside our automation. So let us get started. Once you log in, it will look something like this. So let us create a new workflow. Don't worry if you're using N8N for the first time, it might feel overwhelming, but it is even easier than make.com or Zapier. Go to workflow and let us create a workflow. Let us name this as. Now, similar in make.com, we have module. Here we have nodes. So first node will be obviously the trigger node. Click on add a step, and what we are triggering from is the form that user will submit. So in this example, I am using a very basic or generic form, but feel free to use teleform or whatever form that you are using on your website. So we are going to use N8N inbuilt form feature. Click on N8N form and click on this triggered word. So whenever the form event happen, it will trigger this automation. So we have the test URL here. Then we have to provide the form title, the description, and the form fields. Alright, so for form title, let's say it's a growth call. Now in form fields, I'm just keeping it very single because the goal of this lecture is to understand how you can integrate Retail AI with N8. So in form, we will say, what's your name? The field type will be text, and the placeholder we can say, and this is required field. We will add another for phone number because if we don't have phone number, how we are supposed to call back that person? What's your phone number? And this will be number, country code, and then phone number. Again, this is required field. And lastly, why we are gathering their email address? Because if they like to book a call, we can easily source this email address from the phone and we don't have to ask our user. That's why it is even better and our AI won't make any mistake typing or writing out the email address. So we will say, what's your email? Yes, this is required field too. Alright, that's it. Feel free to customize this form as per your liking and your preference. For example, we have bunch of details. As you can see, once anyone select the time, we are filling with all of this information. But it will make this lecture lengthy if I am adding all of this thing. I want your fundamentals to be clear, that's it. After that, you can create any automation or you can add any customization as per your liking. Now, let us see what our forms look like. So click on test step, or even we can copy this URL and open in new tab. Now, in order to see the preview of our form, click on test tab. It will open up your form. We have consultancy call. Let us fill out a demo name. Alright, let us submit it. Form submitted, your response has been recorded. So let us go back to N8N and you will see node executed successfully. We have our output here as well. So we have name, phone number, email, as well as the time. Alright, so it is like a payload because once we are mapping the field in our Retail AI, it will be very easier for us. Don't worry, I will explain you in much details. Now what we need to do is, once the user will submit the form, we need to make sure that our retail AI get this knowledge of the person's name and their email so that it is easier for our retail AI to add this personalization. So how we will integrate retail AI is by making HTTP post call. So in Notes, search for HTTP. Yeah, we will make a HTTP request. It is post. And to be honest, you won't have to do any of it because once we are going to install the nodes of retail AI, it will be very easy. Now in URL, as you can remember, go to API documentation and go to this create phone call. So this is the URL. Let us copy this, paste it here. In authentication, we don't need anyone, but we do need to send headers. In headers, as you know, we have authorization and our key. The value should be bearer and the key. Now in body, we will have the raw file, and in content type, application/JSON. It is very similar what we are doing in make.com. And in body, we have to paste our curl code. So let us fill the form or let us fill these fields. In from phone number, we are going to use the phone number that we have purchased from retail AI. So let us go to retail. We are going to phone numbers and let us use this phone number. Copy this into fill your phone number. In agent override, whatever agent that we are going to build, copy that ID. So let us go to retail, click on agent, and let us create a new agent. We will start from blank. Copy this ID. Even we can rename this as, let us copy this, paste it here. In dynamic variable, what information we need to send out to our AI voice agent. In our example, we want to send out the name and the email address of the person who has submitted the form. So in field type, we will say first name, use any demo or use any random name. And second field, we want to know the email. Alright, your call code will be generated on the right hand side. Copy this, again copy it from the curly bracket till end of the curly bracket, not the quotation. So let us go to N8N and we will paste it under body. But mind that we are not using fix because our phone number, our dynamic variable will be changing every single time. So click on expression and click on this. Alright, now paste it here. Now we will simply map the fields that we used to do in make.com. So two phone number will be always different from the one we will receive. Drag it here. And we are keeping the plus sign because retail AI won't be able to make the call if we are not using the plus as well as the country code. Now the agent ID will remain same, but we will change the dynamic variables. So we have name here and the email. And now let's do the same for email address. You can see the result here. It will change every single time from different prospects. Alright, that's it. That's simple it is to create AI voice agent that will call the user when they submit the form. And even you can test the step as well. I'm not testing it, but feel free to do it. Alright, our automation is been completed. So let us test the workflow. Let us fill in the phone number. Yeah, but one thing is remaining is we are yet to set up our prompt as well as our agent. So let us do it very quickly. In prompt, we will say, am I speaking to first name? Thank you for filling this form. Would you like to service our offer or consultancy? Would you like to book an appointment or not? So we are going to use all the function of cal.com as well in order to book the appointment. So let us go to Claude. Help me write a prompt for AI voice agent and not to forget to add that prompting guide in the resource section. Here we go. Once the user submits the form, we are calling them back to make them feel very important, as well as we are using the personalization of their name and we are getting them to book an appointment with us at that moment. Otherwise, they will forget about us later or sooner. So why don't just call them right away? Also, if you have any prompt that you really like, you can feed into Claude and say, create me prompt, but for this use case, but use the format that I like. So I will show you example. For instance, we really like the vending machine one. And this time we won't have to ask for their email address as well as their name because we will already have via form. Alright, I'm taking my agency example. So what I will do is I will copy all the content as well as give it to Claude so that it has more context on how to create the prompt. Yeah, it is writing amazing prompt. Hi, this is Alex from Flux Spotify. Am I speaking to this name? Let us copy this. Again, I'm just giving you a demo. I'm not adding any extra thing here. For example, not configuring with speed setting and everything. Otherwise, it will make this lecture unnecessarily lengthy. But I just want to show you how you can add those dynamic variables and integrate them with N8. Let us copy this introduction. Also, we need to give the caller information, which we will get from N8N. We have the first name, then add the dynamic variable. Make sure that the capitalization is same as we have used in N8N. I will show you. Here, first name and email. Awesome. We have two things here. Now let us add the functionalities of checking and booking the appointment. Feel free to use both of these options, but I'm not doing this right now. Alright, I think we are good to go. So let us fill this form. Let us use Ron and our email. Let us submit this and I think we should get a call. Alright, so we have to run this. This step has been ran and let's run this as well. Node executed successfully. Yeah.
Hi, this is Alex from Flux Fortify. Am I speaking with Ron?
Yeah, you are speaking with Ron. Do you know my email?
Yes, I have your email as info@fluxfortify.com. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. How are you?
Great. I'm calling because you recently expressed interest in learning about our AI systems for agency growth. Is now a good time for a brief chat?
Yeah, why not?
Perfect. As you saw in the video, we're helping agency owners generate consistent $83,000 monthly revenue using our AI systems. The best part is we handle everything for you. Would you like to schedule a discovery call with one of our AI growth strategists to learn more about how this could work for your agency?
Let's book a call. All right. So I hope you understand or got my point, which is, so once the user will submit the form, we are instantly calling them with their name, with their email address, everything we already have. Now all we need to do is leading them to booking an appointment, because if we are calling them even after 24 hours, they are more likely to forget us and they will get busy. But if we are calling them right at the moment, the chance of booking the appointment by our user is much higher. For example, if our prospect fill out this form and they are contacted after 48 hours or even after 1 week, they don't care about us because we are not adding that kind of hospitality or service to them. But by using AI voice agent, we can do it within just seconds. Yes, by using these two nodes, you can fire a receptionist or call center. And yes, we don't have to like crazy automation with 40 different nodes and 2-3 different workflows. Even by using simple automation, we can achieve the efficiency that we are looking for in our business. If you are not using N8 forms, you can simply use Google Form or Typeform to automate this process as well. So simply go to N8N. For example, search for Typeform. It will have Typeform trigger as well. It is as simple. We don't have to make any crazy automation or go to make.com. So select your credential and that's it. I'm not going to show this because you are already smart and already way ahead of me. Alright guys, I hope you implement this in your business straight away, because we are using this. Once anyone fill out the form, we are calling them by all of these necessary data points. And don't be someone like this who doesn't get contacted after 48 hours or even a month. And I will be providing this in the resource section, this workflow. So make sure to check it out. In the next lecture, I will show you we don't even need to use this HTTP request. We can brought entire retail AI inside N8. So make sure to check it out. Hi guys, it's Manthan here, and in today's lecture, we are going to show you how to create AI voice agent that can do upsell or any promotion for your business or your client's business. In this scenario, we are taking an example of a dental upsell offer. So let me show you rather than just me talking. So let us test our demo product, and we are going to build this by using N8N workflow. So when I will click on this test workflow, I will get a call.
Hello, Manny. This is Dan from LGM Dental Care. Am I catching up with you at the right time?
Yeah, you are. And how did you get my number?
I can see from our records that you visited us back in April for some cavity and gum problems. Hope those are better now, mate. Got a brilliant promotion to tell you about, the free dental checkup. Got 5 minutes to chat about it?
Okay, so you are promoting a free dental checkup, right? Yeah, I have 5 minutes to talk about it.
That's right, mate. Since your last visit was for cavity and gum issues, it's proper important to keep an eye on those. This free checkup is valid until January 20th. Would you be interested in scheduling an appointment? When would work best for you?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Let me check if we have that slot available for you. Brilliant. That slot's available tomorrow at 2 p.m. I already have your name as Manny and email as mantham037@gmail.com. Could you confirm if these details are correct before I book your appointment?
Yeah, let's do it. Those are correct.
Perfect. I've booked your appointment for tomorrow at 2 p.m. Your appointment's all set, mate. Is there anything else you'd like to know about the checkup?
No, cheers, mate. Thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow.
Cheers, Manny. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Take care, mate.
Yeah. Did you see? I prompt my agent to act as like a British and give voice in British section. So let us get started, and I will show you how we can create this type of AI voice agent that can do any promotion or upsell for a business or a client's business by using N8N. Alright, so let us start from scratch and build this together. First of all, we will start with prompt. I will use, let's say, Claude this time. And let us choose a British accent. Let's go for British and yeah, male. Let us use Anthony.
Hey, I'm your virtual assistant from Retell AI, here to help you handle all the calls.
And I will use. Now let us write with role. We are saying you are Dan, a virtual artificial assistant in communication with patients of Lead Gen Man Dental Clinic located in UK. That's why we are giving it a British accent. The task of our assistant is to speak with the user who has visited the clinic in the past. That's why you can see in the Google Sheet, we have the list of our customers who has visited us in the past as well as for which reason, their email, their name and their phone number. Alright, so what we are doing is we are trying to repitch with another promotion offer or another upsell. And this is very important for any business who has around like let's say 50,000, 60,000 phone numbers, and by using AI voice agent, they can call all the leads within a matter of 5 to 7 days and they can do an upsell or promotion offer without they having to do anything. So we are going to use this Google Sheet as an example. Let's come back to our task. So you should call them and try to convince them about a free dental checkup promotion. It's time to give our AI voice agent kind of a conversation flow or a script that it should follow in the call. What we are trying to achieve here is we are trying to convince our prospect to get a free appointment or a free promotion offer in dental clinic by getting their appointment. If they are interested, we will ask them to book an appointment and then we will book an appointment since we already have their name as well as their email. Alright, so we need to add first of all check calendar availability and book on calendar. So I will do that. Here we go. Add your API key here, event type and your time zone. Click on save. Let's do the same for book and calendar. Awesome. Now let us give it a script. Step 1 is ask the user if they have 5 minutes free since we are calling them about an amazing new promotion. If the user is interested, you should ask them, the user, when they are available to schedule the appointment. Once you have got that information, check availability in the calendar. In case there is no availability, tell the user to change the date or change the time. Now move on to next step, which is after checking the availability, we have their email as well as we have their name, right? So you should book an appointment by using this function, and once step is done, you should notify the user that appointment has been booked or successfully. After the user doesn't have any question, we should end the call. Alright, so we are calling the end call function as well. So let us add end call function. Awesome. So this will be our conversation flow that our AI voice agent will follow. Even if you have some knowledge base that you want to add, feel free to do it. So for example, if you have some FAQs or question and answers that you got frequently asked by your customers or by your patients, you can add it here. So let's add a new knowledge base. I'm just quickly showing you. We are going after Lead Gen Man Dental Clinic. And for document, you can easily add your website as well as upload any PDF file that you have. But as of now, let us use text only. So I have added like question and answer I will save it. Let's go back to our agent and add your knowledge base here. Click on refresh. And here we have it. Also feel free to play around with speech setting. You can also use keywords that you often use in your niche, in our niche example, which is dental. Let us enable this option of back channeling. And if you are using any accent, for example, British accent, you can add pronunciation here as well. Alright, so we have our knowledge base ready. And again, if you are HIPAA compliant, you can turn off this as well. It won't record the call. It's time to give some response guidance to our AI voice agent. Since we are creating our AI voice agent a British, so we are going to use like made, brilliant, proper. And to end call, we must use the function end call. Alright, so this is generally guidance that you can give to your AI voice agent as per your preference or your liking. Now we need to make sure that we are getting this information, right? We need to know about their last visit or what they have done last time, as well as when they have visited us last time. These are basic response guidance that you can add and give to your AI voice agent as per your use case and your industry. But we need to give all of this information to our AI voice agent, which is details like when they have last visited us and what they have did, as well as we need to get their name, email, and their phone number. Alright, so let us go back to our retail agent and we'll add all of this information like in a caller information. So let us go above and we can create like caller information. Since we are going to do an outbound call, that's why we need to give all of this information here. As well as we can use this information in welcome message. Amazing, we have their name, email, last visited date, and their details. Now these are dynamic variables that we will be using in N8N. Alright, so let us go to N8N and feel free to use any workflow or create a new workflow. Let's say dental care lead chain. Now the first step is we need to trigger this Google Sheet, right? So this will be our first step. So click on it and we can do a trigger manually, or you can also have like after like waiting for 15 minutes, it will check every single 15 minutes if there is a new row edit or not. But as this is an example, we are going to use trigger manually. And then we need to connect with our Google Sheet. So search for Google Sheet. Make sure you have connected your account with it. And what we are doing is we are finding that prospect. So click on get rows, select your document as well as your sheet. Click on test tab and it will get all the payload. Awesome, you can see here row number 2, phone number, details, owner, last visited, and their email. I'm just giving an example. Right now I have only one row, but for instance, if you are in insurance company and you want to upsell a credit card offer or a mortgage or insurance offer, you will have like, for example, thousands and thousands of leads. But as this is an example, I'm just using one row. I hope this makes sense. Alright, we are configured with our Google Sheet. Now what we need to do is we need to make a post call or we need to do outbound call of retail AI. So click on it and what we will do is we will get that HTTP request. So if you go to API reference, we will need to create a phone call. So let us come back to N8N and search for HTTP request. So what it will do is it will make a post call to our retail AI assistant. In methods, click on post. You can see I'm not creating out of thin air. It is mentioned in the documentation. And this is our URL. Copy it and paste it here. In headers, we need to add the authorization and our API key. So click on try it. Yeah, they have this new documentation. So we have the authorization. Let's copy it. Let's paste it here. Same goes for bearer and our API key. Type bearer space and paste your API key. Now in body, what we are sending is we want to send all of this dynamic variable to our assistant, right? So our body type content will be raw and it will be application/JSON. Since we are writing our JSON code and giving out to our AI voice agent. So let us go back to our retail. And I know you can easily create outbound calls and you are expert at it. So from number will be basically our AI voice assistant or our retail number. So let us go to retail, click on phone numbers, select any number that you want, but make sure that in outbound calls, you are selecting our agent, dental promotion agent, otherwise it won't work. Copy your number, paste it here, as well as which number you're going to do an outbound call. Again, it is an example, so you can feel free to add as many number or you can add any random number as you like. In override agent ID, copy your ID from here. Copy it and paste it. And in dynamic variables, what we want to get is obviously these details, name, last visited, and their email. So we need to add those properties or dynamic variable here. First we have is name, and make sure the spelling is same that we are calling it in our prompt. Click on enter, so it will create a field, and for this example you can use any random name. Let's say lead gen man. It is just to give our call code to us. Let us add another property, which is the email. Similar goes to last visited date. So this will be our dynamic variable. Let's add our date here and the details of the last visit. Let's copy it and paste it from here. Awesome. You can add as many data points or dynamic variable as you like. But in our example, I just want to keep it short and simple. The goal here is to get you understand how you can create outbound calls and add all of this specification as per your liking. Alright, now we will have our call code on the right hand side. So copy it from here till the end of curly bracket. Don't include the quotation mark. So we have our number, to number, override agent ID, and our dynamic variables. Amazing. Copy it and let us go to N8N. Under body, we will paste it. But make sure you are not pasting in fixed because these are dynamic variables, right? This will be changing from every single one of the users. So we don't want to keep it fixed. That's why select expression, because in expression, we can use JSON code or JavaScript and we can add dynamic variable right over there. Click on this expand so that we have a good view and paste our code here. Now let us change the phone number to the one we are getting here, or to the one that will be in the Google Sheet. And feel free to use other CRM tools like Airtable, HubSpot, ClickUp, whatever you like. But most of you guys will be familiar with Google Sheet, that's why I'm using it. We don't need to change our assistant ID. All we need to change is these dynamic variables. We have the name, email, the date, and the details. The main reason of using JavaScript is it will change the dynamic variable for each user. Alright, that's pretty much it. Even you can test the request or test the step and it will call you with the number that you have provided here. Awesome. So let us go back to our canvas. Alright, I think we are pretty good. Even you can have another filter or another column of new, and once the AI agent has called that phone number, it will convert it into call or something like, okay, it's done. We have done that in some of the previous lecture in make.com. It is similar like that, but instead we are using N8N because it is much better, cheaper to use than make.com. Alright, I think we are pretty much good. So let us finalize our prompt. The upper man duration is 30 minutes. And we can also emphasize on the points again, like it's worth noting that the reason you have called is they have previously visited with this reason and on this date. Alright. Not to forget, we have to give our AI voice agent current date and time. Today date and time is this current date and time, and we don't have to create a dynamic variable for this because Retail AI has inbuilt current date and time feature, which is current date and time. Now I'm simply saying convert this, which will be in Los Angeles or American time zone, to my Indian time zone or IST. Feel free to add your time zone here. That's it. It will automatically convert the time into your time zone and book appointment in that time zone only, not in USA. And lastly, we can give some expression of, let's say, British expression like yeah, something like that. Use British spelling like center, organization, and we are saying that you have the function of book appointment, end call, and check a calendar availability. Alright, I think that's pretty much it. And we have also added the knowledge base. In knowledge base, we have mentioned like your dental clinic is open to 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. Don't book appointment on Saturday, Sunday, something like that. Awesome, I think we are good to go, and it's time to test our agent. Let's go to N8N and click on test workflow. You will get a call with the number that you have added here. Let's test our workflow. Yeah. Hello, who's this?
Hello, mate. I'm Dan from Lead Gen Man Dental Clinic. I noticed you visited us back in April for some cavity and gum concerns. Got a moment to chat about a brilliant promotion we're running?
Yeah, how did you got my number, bud?
Well, mate, we have your details from your visit on April 23rd when you came in for those cavity and gum issues. We're reaching out to our valued patients with a special offer, a free dental checkup. Would you be interested in hearing more about it?
Yeah, why not?
Brilliant. We're offering a free dental checkup valid until January 20th. Given your previous gum concerns, it'd be proper smart to get them checked. When would be a good time for you to pop in? We can check our availability.
Yeah, let's do. Yeah. I would love to come and have like free dental promo. So let's do tomorrow.
Let me check what slots we have available for tomorrow. Brilliant. We've got several slots available tomorrow. Would you prefer morning or afternoon? Each checkup takes about 30 minutes.
Yeah, awesome. Let's do at 11 a.m. I guess. Works for you?
Perfect. I'll book that 11 a.m. slot for you right away. Brilliant. Your appointment is confirmed for tomorrow at 11 a.m. Anything else you'd like to know about the checkup, mate?
No. Can you check what's my email that you have booked?
Yes, mate. I can see we have your email as mantum037@gmail.com. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So just to confirm, you're all set.
Yeah, awesome, man. Awesome. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for your time. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Yep. And you see, by using our function of end call, it will automatically cut the call so that it will reduce your pricing per minute, which is this. Alright, it makes sense. Now, if I had like said no, it will hang up the call as well. Nothing crazy, but I just want to show you how we can use N8N by using Google Sheet, or how we can try to upsell or promote more offer or more product of your business or a client's business, simple by using our AI outbound system. That's pretty much it, and I don't think that's much more to cover right now, but feel free to play around with it. As well as in welcome message, we can say like hello name, so it will say my name. I am Dan from LGM, or Lead Gen Man Dental Care, LGM Care. Am I catching up you at the right time? So that it will add the personalization in the first introduction line. Let us test it again.
Hello, Manny. I am Dan, LGM Care. Am I catching up with you at the right time?
Yeah, you are. Alright, so I hope this makes sense. Feel free to add dynamic variable. Even you can test your LLM from here. For example, if you want to know the current date and time, you can ask, can you tell me current date and time? Alright, right now it's Wednesday, January 8. Awesome. So current date is January 8, 15 p.m. IST. Alright, that's all for it, and I will see you in the next lecture. Yeah, one more thing is, you might see last visited on and details are in form of a dynamic variable and not are replaced by the one we are having in the Google Sheet. The reason is, here we are not feeding anything. It is going on the back end, like we are making our outbound call from API reference and not from our agent. The agent is just for the prompt only and not for testing. I hope this makes sense, nothing too crazy. What we are doing is, we are making an outbound call from the backend system and not by using this test audio or test LLM. Alright, cheers mate, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, it's Lead Gen Man here, and in this lecture, I'm going to show you an amazing use case of AI voice agent, which are appointment reminder assistant. For instance, if you are having a meeting at around 3 to 4 p.m., right? And you want to decrease the no-show rates of your clients as well as your customers, because trust me, a lot of time people forgot their meetings. So what our AI voice assistant will do is just before 1 hour of the meeting, for our example, which is 2 p.m., it will call our client and will say, hey, first name, we have a meeting in 1 hour. Are you ready or not? And if they want to reschedule it, our AI voice agent will be able to reschedule it at that moment. So that's the beauty of using this reminder assistant. And trust me, this type of reminder agents are very useful because your client will feel that you are more inclined to having a talk with them or to having this meeting. So it will decrease the no-show rate and it will increase the conversion rate. So this is a demo. For example, this is the thing that we are going to build. So let us start from scratch. We are going to use Retail AI. We are going to use N8N or any CRM application. In our example, Google Sheet, where we will store all the information of our client. And this is the pre-call status, if our client is yet to be called or it has already been called. So don't worry, let us build from scratch. Alright, let's say you are manually setting up the appointments for your prospects. So we need to first make sure that we create a calendar event that will be also done by this workflow. For instance, if you are manually adding appointments in your calendar because you have the name, you have the email and the appointment booking time, don't worry, you don't have to do it manually ever again. By using this workflow, it will automatically create event in your Google Calendar. For instance, it will create this type of calendar event and our AI voice agent will be able to call that just before 1 hour. So first of all, let us start from scratch, and since this is a test or demo, we are going to use trigger manually. Alright, now the next thing is you have the data of your prospect name, their email address and the appointment booking time. Now we need to create event in Google Calendar, right? So you have to manually do it, like manually select this and then select the time, select the date, select the name. No, you don't have to do it manually. So by using this workflow, you will be able to do it very easily. So what we are doing is we are adding the data, right? So click on data transformation, click on edit fields, and here we will select the JSON code. So for instance, we can easily name the JSON code. Let's say we have the first name. I'm using my name as an example. Then we have the email. Then will be our appointment starting time and appointment ending time, event start date, and in this date it will also include the timing 25th and the timing is at 3 p.m. Same goes for event end date. So let us copy this event end date. So we will just add 1 hour here, which is 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. You can also add another data points as per your liking. For example, you want to add that level of personalization, you want to fetch out, or you want to add that business problem in your calendar event. You can easily do that. Let's say I want to cut down my staff by using AI voice agent. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all you need to add here. Another thing that you can add is time for the meeting, like what is the time length or the duration of the meeting. So in our example is 1 hour. We have manually added the data. Now trust me, this entire workflow will be so much easier for you. So what we are doing is we have this information. We will create our Google Calendar event by using this information. You can also add like a JSON schema for here. For instance, if you are having a Google Sheet where you track all of this information, so you can simply put Google Sheet. Before that, here you can put Google Sheet and then you can map those fields so that it will be automatically changing from every single other prospect. But to save some time, I'm not doing it and I'm adding the data manually. I hope this makes sense, nothing too crazy. Now what it will do is, since we have this data, it will create a Google Calendar event. So search for Google Calendar, and what we are doing is we are creating an event. Now select your account, operation is create, select your calendar, I'm using this one. The start time. Now in order to get the start time, we are going to execute the previous node that we have added the data manually. So click on it. Yeah, we have this event start date. Simply put this JavaScript code or JSON's code. Yeah, that's all you need to do. So it will automatically create at 25th January at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Now if you click on test step, it will automatically create a Google Calendar event in your calendar. For instance, let me show you. Yeah, so output was successful, green tick. Yeah, you can see it has added the event. Feel free to add the customization, for example, the name of the event, etc, etc. So in order to add the description, in order to add the event name, click on add fields. Here you can add the location, guest description, bunch of things. But yeah, I hope you understand it. That's not the main goal here. The main goal here is to set up this automation. Alright, so all of these nodes are executed successfully. Now what we need to do is we need to create a math function. So what that math function will do is it will wait for 1 hour before that meeting, and exactly before the 1 hour it will trigger our outbound call by using our retail AI voice agent. But before doing so, it's always best if you add this data into your CRM, in our example which is Google Sheet, so that we can track the management of our AI voice agent, like are they calling this prospect or not, and we can easily skim and scan through Google Sheet. So let us open a Google Sheet. Alright, I have created this Google Sheet of name, email. Pre-call means if our AI voice assistant has called the prospect or not, and this is the problem. So let us go back, let us add Google Sheet here. Here we are appending the row. Appending row in Google Sheet basically means adding a row. So click on append row in Sheets. Now select your Google Sheet, in my example Retail AI CRM, and your sheet name. And to be honest, it is similarly to make.com. You can easily create this automation in make.com as well. But in N8N, it is very easy and it is even costlier. So that's why I use N8N. Now let us add values to send. So we need the name to be added in the CRM or in our Google Sheet. And if you are using N8N for the first time, it might feel overwhelming to you, but don't worry, I am here, just follow along. Now in pre-call, it will be fixed. So first what we need to do is we need to add the thing, the prospect is not called yet. So we can say no or not called and the problem. And what we will do is once our AI voice agent has called our prospect, it will change from no to called. I hope this makes sense. We have already done that in make.com. Yeah, that's all you need to do. That's all the things that you need to add in Google Sheet. So once we click on test tab, it will add this thing. So let us click on test. Awesome. So we have the name, email, the status is not called yet, and the problem. Let us go back. And now we will divide into two different paths. If the prospect is already called, for example, if the prospect is already called, it will not call our prospect again because we don't want to be annoying. But if the prospect is not called yet, it will follow an outbound procedure call by using Retail AI. So what we can do is we can create an if and else condition. So click on plus and we are going to use the flow. So if and else condition like true and false. Alright, so the value here is obviously we are going to use pre-call. Why pre-call? Because we can easily identify if the prospect is contacted or not. Is not equal to, click on string. So if the prospect is not called, for example, is not equal to call, it will follow and make an outbound call. Let me show you what I am doing. So this is our if, right? This is our if module. If it is true, in our case, what is true is if it is pre-call is not call and any other word, it will make this outbound call. So it will go to Retail AI and make the call. But if this is false, which means that this pre-call is equal to call, it will not do anything. Alright, so that's it. That's all you need to do here. So yeah, so if it is true, it will make a call. If it is false, it will do nothing. And search for nothing. No operation, do nothing. Yeah, that's it. You don't need to configure anything here. And if it is true, it will go to Retail AI and make an outbound call. But first, we need to add our math operation here, which is a wait function. So how long it should wait before it should make an outbound call to say like, hey, we have a meeting in 1 hour. So this is the wait. By default, it is like 5 seconds only, but we have to add a math function here. For instance, this is our appointment date and time. So what we need to do is minus or subtract 1 hour from this appointment. I hope this makes sense. It is like a simple math only. So instead of fix, we are going to use expression, obviously, because it will be changing every single time. Now we need to get some payload here. So click on execute previous node. Yeah, we have the payload now, and in order to create this math function, we are going to use AI. I'm not going to show it to you because I already know how to create this math function, but I just want to show you the brainstorming process, how we can use AI to create these type of formulas. For instance, if you want to add 1 hour, if you want to minus like 5 hours, you want to have an appointment reminder, like even after 2 days, even after 3 days, you can easily configure that. That's why I'm not silver feeding you, and I want to show you the backend process on how you can create this type of robust AI voice assistant. So in resume, we will say at specific time, do call at specific time. So what is the date and time? Obviously the date and time will be our event start date minus 1 hour, right? But how do we create a math function for this? So let us go to ChatGPT or Claude. So we can say like, do you know how to do math formula or math operation in N8N? Just feel free to ask anything to Claude or ChatGPT and it will be able to answer it. Yeah, so it does know about resume or specific task. So we will say we have this data, we want to subtract 1 hour from it. For instance, I have a date and time from my Google Calendar example. This is the one that we are using. I want to subtract 1 hour from it in natural language or NLP. Yeah, awesome. So we can use this formula. Again, both of these formula will work. So just copy this. Let us go back to N8N. So what it is trying to do is, this is our math function of date and time, and it is minus. Minus means subtraction of 1 hour. That's it. That's all you need to do. But here in input, we will add our event start date. So I will show you. So just paste the formula here. Click on expression, sorry, because it will be changing every single time. Yeah, so instead of this input all or JSON start date, just remove it, everything. Yeah, we will add our event start date. I hope this makes sense to you. It is nothing too crazy, and you can see the output here, which is 14, right? So our event was at the event was at our 3 p.m. It will do an outbound call at 2 p.m. Awesome. Yeah, that's all you need to do. That's how you can create those type of appointment reminder assistant. Now all we need to do is make an outbound call by calling HTTP post request. We have done this so many times, and I know you are expert at this. So this is our method, URI, and our headers. So but before adding these parameters, let us create our AI voice agent in Retail AI. Alright, I have gone ahead and created this prompt for you. To be honest, it is very simple. That's why I don't want to waste your time. All we are doing is we are telling our AI voice agent to let the user know that we will be having meeting or we will see them in 1 hour, and ask them if they will be joining in the meeting or not. If they are joining the meeting, end the call right over there, and if they are not joining the meeting, ask for the reschedulement time and book an reschedulement appointment by using this function section. Yeah, pretty easy. Like all you need to add is check availability and book on calendar function. And lastly, we are activating the end call so that it will instantly end the call. And we are saying say goodbye to the mentioning we won't take more of your time, and end with see ya later. These are our response guidance, context, which is Flux Spotify, the lead name. Yeah, so these are the dynamic variables that we will be passing to our AI voice agent from our Google Sheet. And this is the business problem. Alright, so these are the things that we will use in our API reference or when we are doing the outbound calls by using API documentation. Since we have the business problem and lead name, yeah, we are good to go. So let us go to API documentation. Go to API reference and let us create a phone call. Click on try it. And if you're watching this course after some times, there might be some UI UX change, but to be honest, the fundamental will always remain the same. So don't worry, just something will be here and there, nothing too crazy. So just add your API key here and from phone number, which phone number that you are assigning for a retail AI agent. I have assigned this phone number for our callback AI agent. Alright, so let us copy this phone number. Let's paste it here and the number that you will be calling to. Our agent ID, you will be able to find it here. And I'm using real time, that's why there is no test LLM option. And let us add the dynamic variable. So the dynamic variable we will be calling our lead name. Make sure the dynamic variable are like exactly the same that you are calling in your prompt, because they are case sensitive. Lead name, and let us enter any demo name and business problem. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now let us copy the call code. Let us go back to our N8N and paste. First of all, let us copy the URL. Then in headers, we are passing authorization and bearer space our API key. Awesome. Now let us send our call code. We are going to select raw. In content type, application/JSON. And in body, click on expression and not fix, because these phone numbers, this lead name will be always changing. I hope this is making sense to you. So instead of phone number, you can collect the phone number manually as well from this edit field, but I'm leaving it as it is. And in retail dynamic variable, replace with these variables. Awesome. Yeah, that's all you need to do. Lastly, what we are doing is we want to update this no to call so that we can know that this AI voice agent has called this prospect. So what we will do is we will update the row in our Google Sheet. So search for Google Sheets. So the operation we will select is append or update row. Select your Google Sheet. It is just the same as make.com. Now column to match to. So we don't want to update any random row in our Google Sheet, right? So what we will match is from emails, because there might be two prospects with similar name in your Google Sheet or in your CRM. That's why we are going to match by using email, because email is unique for every single one of the prospect. So what we are going to match, or what we are going to use the column to match on, is email one. And select the, execute first of all previous node so that it has payload. Okay, so it won't execute because we are waiting here. So as of now, let us disconnect this node, because otherwise it won't make the call for our testing purpose. But I hope you understand how you can add this math function by using ChatGPT or Claude in order to make your customization for a reminder appointment agent. Alright, so let us test this step. Yeah, the issue is we have to select the post method. Alright, so you will get a call. Yeah, and we need to convert the pre-call from no to call. Let us test this step, and it should get converted to call, because since it has made the outbound call. Alright, so that's what the scenario was about. And if we want to select this another path, for instance, if this prospect is already called, it will follow this path. So let us run this once again. Let us click on test workflow. So it will run.
Hello, Manthan Patel. This is Sam from Flux Fortify.
Hi, Sam.
I'm calling to remind you about our meeting in 1 hour. Can we count on your commitment?
Alright, so this is how your workflow will follow. So let us test the step one more time. Yeah, I should get a call now.
Hello, Manthan Patel. This is Sam from Flux Fortify.
Hi, Sam.
I'm calling to remind you about our meeting in 1 hour regarding AI voice agents. Can we count on your commitment for the call?
Yeah, I will be there.
Great. We won't take up more of your time. See you later.
And it cut the call because we are calling the end call function. Yeah, so I hope you understand like how you can create this type of appointment reminder voice agent so that it decreases your no-show rate and increases the level of personalization for your customer as well as for your clients. Alright, so I hope this makes sense. Just add the workflow of wait here, so it will wait and exit at 1 hour before the meeting. It will do the outbound call. Alright, that's all for this lecture. If you need any help like setting up this type of workflows, just let me know and I will help you out. Bye bye, take care, and I will see you in another one. As I promised, we are going to bring entire retail AI API reference or documentation inside our N8N workflow. So in order to do that, retail AI has already node published in NPM. So all we need to do is copy this link, which is retail AI/N8N-nodes-retail AI. So I will put this in the resource section as well. But if I don't, screenshot this and copy it. Even you can visit GitHub if you are a tech savvy or coder. But as this course is no code course, we are not going to use a single line of code. So click on this 3 dots and go to settings. Then after we will add those nodes from retail AI inside N8. You will be able to find community nodes. Click on it. Install a community node. Here you will be able to add the node from retail AI. So let us enter it and then paste that link. I understand the risk and click on install. Once you have installed it, it will say package install. And now you can see the version as well. So let us go to our settings. Back to our workflows. Let us open any of the workflow. So once you click on add node, you can easily search for retail AI. And here we can create an agent, create a phone call, create an LLM, everything. So all this information or all this API reference we can use inside N8N, and we don't have to go to that documentation or API reference. Here you can add your credentials. Credential basically means our API key. The concurrency, the knowledge base, every single details we can easily add inside N8N. Say bye-bye to this API documentation because we don't have to come here and get all of this curl code. You can easily get that inside N8N. And if you're not able to find out that community node, it is because you don't have a paid plan. So go to this link, you will get 15-day paid plan free trial so you can test it out how it is working for you. Bye bye, take care, and I will see you in the next one.